Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Road to Rotation. Here we have our next leader up, which is ST03 Crocodile. So in order to keep this list distinct from the blue-purple and later yellow-purple crocodiles, I have opted here to do something a little different with this list. So I'm running a pretty heavy Straw Hat crew focus with this Let's Crash the Wedding event being my searcher event, and then I'm focusing in on Sanji into the Blue Luffy or the Mihawk with Doflamingo as a way to stack and set that up. I'm also just okay with just playing this out raw. Otherwise, we have Dazbones, who fits with the leader, and Pudding, of course, for that good hand hate, and then some Straw Hat events here for defense and removal. The only cards that aren't Straw Hat in this list are Gravity Blade, Pudding, Dofi, and Mihawk. Everything else is Straw Hats. So let's go ahead and jump into the games. Alright, first up we have Kid. This is going to be a matchup where we definitely need Red Rock and Gravity Blade to kind of push through their bodies and try to whittle them down slowly. The leader ability on Croc here, just because I haven't mentioned it yet, he's a 5,000 5-life leader with Activate Main once per turn, Dawn -4, which is rare for a non-purple card. Return up to one character with the cost of 5 or less to their owner's hand. Looking at my hand here, I think this is maybe a little too much top end, so I am going to mulligan this. Looks like we got almost identical hand, if not identical hand, just in a different order. So we are just going to end up passing here. I think we are going to want to poke at their life, and hopefully they don't get too much value out of it. 8 is definitely something we're going to take, though. There's no way we can defend that. And we are bricked up right now, which isn't necessarily an issue if we can find a card to make this, to kind of balance this out. But we are definitely behind the curve here. We're just gonna swing and see where it goes. We are probably going to, if they make a small enough swing, we're probably going to counter here. We do need to be able to just take some hits here because we've got good options in the late game, but we are not set up. Luckily, this Mihawk can hit their the 4 is definitely going to be a Hawkins here, so I'm going to counter. But the Law can get bottomed by this Mihawk, so we're going to probably angle towards that. Oh, Kikunojo, it won't come out, so I kind of want to go a little aggressive at their life here, even if it means burning one. Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to defend this or use up this blocker, which is okay. We have to get through these blockers at some point. And at this point we are... they're using that as their blocker. Interesting. I think in that context, I am going to just bottom deck this, just because if we can stay healthy enough, we can get this into their hand without triggering too. And I think on this turn, they're definitely going to want to do the Law, which is going to be hard for us to push through anyways. On our turn, we probably will be on 8 Dawn. We might just play out this Luffy and not swing with it. Going for 6. Yeah, I think we want to counter here because we want to orphan this here. And they're going... let's see. Let's pitch. I have a feeling the Raging Tiger is not going to be as useful here. Because they're probably going to sit... okay, so they do burn. Correct play here. This is tough because I have had so much top end and nothing really to do with it. This would have been ideal place to have that. that red or gravity blade. I think it may be correct to just play out this Luffy and not worry too much about the Kikunojo. It is unfortunately going to come out, and we're going to just have to deal with it and then use this Mihawk on a future turn to help us catch back up. This also encourages them not to trigger out this Kikunojo for free. Yeah, so I think we're just going to pass here. Because if they got the trigger out off of this Kikunojo, that's a lot more pressure on my life that I don't want to be dealing with. Whereas I can just sit back and just attack next turn. We're not in an immediate need to pressure them mode right now. I would expect probably Kid to come down here pretty soon, or the Law. And we're definitely going to want to try to starve them out by attacking into their characters here, leaving that. I think we're going to take here. Get the Red Rock, but that's not a usable trigger right now, so we're going to have to hold it. I do kind of expect the 8 Kid, but might not come down. We'll see how they play it. Veggie, okay. So Veggie plus Kid is more, or Veggie plus Law is harder for us to deal with. Probably we have to bounce. Oh, they're not going with that. Let's see here. 9 here. I think we're just gonna have to take here. They're gonna probably play out Hawkins. Oh, it's another Kikunojo. I am okay with this. So here we can go 8 here. Let's pitch the Wedding, bounce Kikunojo to hand. Alright, so they let it go. Now we want to swing a 5. We are in a little bit of a precarious situation. Depending on what our opponent does here, we either play out the Mihawk. If they counter, then we just play out Sanji and go for it. But if they play out the Kikunojo, then we do this, and we pass here. We do want to find some blockers. We haven't found any, and it's going to get precarious here before too long. This Luffy is helpful because we can keep their little guys off the field, which allows us to exert the most pressure. But this will be interesting. I do expect a kind of big swing here. Okay. Only 7 with lead is fine. I think we have to get rid of this Sanji at this point. We're gonna Red Rock this for sure. So let's do that, put it on top. Because our opponent's not going to want it to go to the bottom, so they're going to put it on top. Now we can get it back into their hand. Do we get this Veggie out of the way? Feel like that might be correct. Unfortunately, we are in a spot. Let's go 8. cards to trash. No. I think we're going to try to get our opponent to take some hits here. And then we're going to use leader ability to set us up. Should have probably gone with Croc for 8 first, but we'll see. Okay, we're going to play it out. 2, 3. I'm going to swing again. If they hit another trigger, we're toast, but I think they probably will consider defending this one. Yes, they do defend. And then we're going to put that back in their hand. If they just go 15 here, they get us, but that's unfortunately what happens when you draw as much top end as we did. It probably would have been correct for me to counter a little bit earlier, but I was trying to get options so that I'd have something to do. And obviously I had a lot of non-counters, so it's hard to throw away anything that is playable just for those early blocks or early counters. I suspect my opponent will go for it, but I have to intuit it at this point, I guess. Yep. All right, so a lot of bricks. Let's go on to the next one and hope we get a little bit better. All right, next up we have Newgate. Now this is an old matchup. I think here we need to be swinging at 6s, and we definitely need to find pudding here. So let's go second so that we have a better access to 6Ks. I think I'm gonna mulligan this one. If we can find it, yeah, here's a pudding. This will be great for us. Let's do wedding, grab a Luffy, I think is the correct call here. Probably expecting just an 8 here, which is fine. We will take, oh, just a 6. 6 we will also take just because we don't have any 2Ks here. Sanji's a good pull for them. Let's just go for a 9 here. We're not going to be able to take advantage of anything. We take no trigger. All right. We are going to try to counter out of some of these swings here, though. Luckily, we do get to swing at Sanji next turn and still get, because of his leader ability, still get to drain life. Ideally, we want to get down... next turn, we'll get down Desbones. Following turn, get down Luffy. Let's counter this one just in case. 6 we will take. Alright, we have a second pudding. Useful to know. I fully expect a Luffy to come down here, one of the rushers, which we would probably have to counter out of. Ezo. Not one I expected. So on 6 here, I think we do need to get down a body to start contesting theirs. So let's swing at Sanji. I doubt they will protect this. Ooh, they do defend. It's lessening the effectiveness of this pudding, but that is okay. Okay. So here, let's do... perfect. So these King Cobras will be great for us. 7 cards. Our opponent's going to be at least on 7 cards, because unless they double spell, which is certainly possible. We've already got a 7k base here, which will be useful. You can use this Luffy to bounce something back to their hand. Let's see what they do here. They're gonna go for a 7, 7, 7, 7, and then another Ezo or something like that. I could see that working. Going for 7. I think I am... What do I do here? I think I'm gonna take the 7. What is the trigger here? 2 or less. So let's use the trigger and get rid of this chopper. We might want to counter. We're in a little bit of a awkward spot because these cobras, I need to get down lower to turn them on, really. I think we can probably make it work. They are going for a 7. So here, I do think it's correct to counter. Just to get stuff out of my hand at this point. It might even be correct. Well, no, because I want to play this out here. A 6, which unfortunately we are going to have to take. And we're not going to trigger that. That's going to be useful on a future turn here. Play out the chopper. Expect another Ezo or something like that. Mulgun. It does not KO me. I think they expected that to work, but I have my buff from lead here. So here, they are at 7. I think it is correct maybe to just go, let's just do pudding. And then swing 8 here. With 3, we probably play the Dofi. Ooh, interesting that they went after me here. Oh, and then they block. Okay. I think probably in that context, we're just gonna go here and play out Dofi, and then hopefully this is enough counter. I think we're probably in a good spot with behind the blocker. And then we'll start stacking here. We want the 2Ks. 2K and 2K, because I don't think we're going to play out this Sanji. And then another pudding if we need it. Opponent is likely to be on 7 cards. Lime juice. Okay, so I can't block. I just have to get out of one of these swings. Which I do think is going to be doable. The question is can I finish on the following turn? Going for 9. A 9 and a 10. I'm gonna take this one just to see what I get. This may be a mistake. On my following turn, I am going to play out this a second blocker And 6 here only. Let's pitch the Sanji. Alright, so they have their own blocker here. So if we bounce that to hand, probably want to do it with alright, so they give him, I do think I probably have it here because they don't have the Dawn up. I think the correct line is play Luffy, leader ability, the chopper back to their hand, and then swing 8 and 10. With Luffy maybe discarding this to get a little bit more. So I think we probably have it there. The math is a little unclear to me, but I think we probably do have it with him having no Dawn. But let's go to the next one. All right, here we have Lucci. Lucci is going to be an interesting one. I think we want to go second. We want to set up to do our Sanji plays. So let's keep... I think we want to play out this Dofi probably on 5. No, we want to play out Dazbones. So probably on... okay, here, this is a great start. Let's grab a Red Rock or a Luffy. Let's grab a Luffy. I think we want to counter a little early on this one. This Dazbones is probably not going to survive, but we do need to get some stuff down. And Toy Soldier makes it even harder to get him through. I am going to use this King Kong Cobra because it's hard to use 2 of them. So let's just go for 9 here. We're not gonna be able to do anything useful here. Hopefully we can find a Sanji. 6. Well, 6 we probably play Dazbones. Force them to use up these toy soldiers if we can. I do expect an 8 to come in here, which is okay. Oh, Manchuri. Manchuri we will definitely attack off the board. Opponent hasn't had a good chance to to get stuff in the trash. We're gonna take this one. Red Rock we will use on this Manchuri. Just get rid of it. I do think it's correct to play out the Dazbones here. And let's get rid of this one, I guess. And we'll just swing here. He's not long for the world, but that is okay because we are just going to run into the Luffy's afterwards and try to be disruptive at that point. Yeah, these Luffy's and Mihawks should be effective moving into the later parts of the game. So we can keep defending, try to play out this Dofi when we find a Sanji, or if we find a Sanji. Ooh, interesting. Is our opponent going to go for a Lucci play off of one of these? Probably. Yeah, I fully expected that. Probably going to see a Lucci here. Gonna go for 6, which we will counter. Brook. Okay. Makes sense. I think here, let's just go for 5. What is the most effective way to get them to burn? Cards in hand here or done. Probably be bouncing the, could be on 9. Yeah, Luffy is most effective or hardest to get rid of if I prevent them from using this toy soldier with Jack, I think. Which means that we should probably bounce the toy soldier. Attack. We're gonna trash this Dofi, bounce that, and put an extra down. This is gonna be hard. I do expect a block here. And then we just make it tough for them to get him off the board. Four, 5, 3 plus 1. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Puts him at 2. So probably a Lucci coming down this turn if I were guessing, or a Kobe. Kobe would also be fine. I think we are probably taking here when they swing. Ooh, 2 of them. Well, we're gonna take 1 of them probably, and we're gonna play down this Mihawk, eat one of their Hinas. Definitely gonna go here though. And we'll take the 6 from Lucci. Oh, they don't do it. Interesting. So I think it's correct to go 6 here. And then Mihawk one of the Hinas. All right, in that case, then we get rid of it that way. We're sitting pretty healthy here. I think we do want to take some hits to refill hand here. Oh, we definitely need to find a you're gonna take no trigger. Interesting here. Let's look for a, let's see, we want probably this Luffy for counter. I'm gonna swing 5. Swing 9. And then bottom deck another one of your guys. The 2 of these is going to be a big boon. It's hard for them to deal with both of them. And we still have pressure in the form of this Luffy coming afterwards. Them sticking this isn't great, but we will see if we can't make it work. Tempest kick. Oh, so they looks like they're going for a Lucci play probably to get rid of both. With a Brook. Okay, they got rid of one. They're gonna swing big on the other one. See how big they swing. 8. 8 we will take. 8 at 9 doesn't require anything. Um, 2 is 11. 3 is 12. Let's do... There we go. We're gonna swing big right back at him. We're gonna take this one. Okay. 10, it means if we do 14 is big enough, so that's 5 here, 5 for Death Bones, which is great. All right. Let's go here. They're going to give it up because they want to protect. Oh, they're countering. Then it means I only have to go 12. This is guaranteed. I don't think I need this one. We got this nice juicy attacker here. Let's see where we end up. Opponent has not found very many Rebecca's, just the one so far, so we expect some of those to come around. 8 at me. I will take this one. 8, 8, 8, and we just get out of the last one. 8. I'll take. Okay, so we need to connect 3 times, so that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swing for 9. Swing for 11. You're already at 9, 10, 11. And 13. Wraps it up. All right, so that was a good game. Opponent miss-swinging on here probably didn't matter because I had the 1K left over, but it was definitely close. But yeah, that is the deck, and we'll jump over to the wrap-up. All right, so we had some interesting games here. This list felt pretty reasonable. Definitely some air in it. This leader has just been power crept so much that it almost doesn't have a leader ability anymore. I barely got a chance to showcase it. Most of the time you have to use it just as you're going for game spot or surviving one more turn. I will say that I have a buddy who has used it before in pre-release, and it has been quite effective for him there. He's won a couple of them that way. This is in the pre-Sanji times though, so I think Sanji has power crept him even in power or in pre-release. But this was an interesting build around. I am interested to see the next time we get around to doing block 2, how this deck plays when you have the blue Luffy at the helm, and if there's anything else that can be adapted for that deck. But overall, I had a good time, and I hope you guys did well, and I will see you guys in the next video.